payments, meaning some people who received checks in December under former President Trump will not get them now. So individuals making more than $80,000 or couples making more than $160,000 won't receive a check. Now, according to one estimate, that's 7 million fewer families than in the original bill. Biden gave in to the demands that the relief should be narrowly targeted because he cannot afford to lose a single Democratic vote since no Republicans are expected to back the bill. Hoda and Savannah.
We have exciting news, everybody. Keep an eye out on your mailboxes because several states have announced that fourth stimulus checks will be sent out automatically this holiday season. Billions of dollars is actually going towards new relief programs, and it's all from President Biden and the Democrats. And even some Republicans have voted for the approval of a fourth stimulus check, so you want to be sure to continue watching this video. We got a ton of information to cover. So here is the exciting news. Checks will be sent this holiday season to many Americans. In the state of South Carolina, there are millions of people, in fact, who are set to receive a one-time check that can go up to $700. These checks are starting to roll out in a printed version, debit card, and direct deposit during the first days of November. They will continue rolling through the state in the end of 2022 and next year as well. The Department of Revenue broke the news in South Carolina, and a large portion of personal state income taxes are headed back to the state residents. But this will not be the only one giving taxpayers a good reason to check their mailbox and accounts. And Massachusetts has also already started refunding $3 billion of revenue to residents, and 3 million people living in the state have started to receive the money already. It equates to about 14% of your state income taxes that you paid. It's due to a tax cap law that requires the Department of Revenue to and put money back into the residents' pockets when revenues exceed a certain amount. 2022, that budget had already been $3 billion, and so now that surplus is being divided among residents. The payments will be made on a rolling basis through mid-December. The state of Montana is already allocating $1 billion budget for surpluses this year. In two separate proposals, Republicans factions within the state legislature have introduced legislation to return that to residents in taxpayer rebate programs. One proposal suggests $1,000 for homeowners who paid property tax and $1,200 for people who didn't pay any income taxes. The other proposal asks for a $3,000 income tax rebate. Lawmakers had asked for a special session to vote on the measure by the end of 2022, but that was denied. The bills could also be considered in 2023. And now with the IRS recently stating that more than 9 million individuals and families are eligible for this unclaimed tax benefit, the deadline is quickly approaching to get their extra money. The IRS sent letters and letters to those who appear to qualify for a variety of key tax benefits, but didn't claim anything yet on their return for the federal income tax return that is. So many of these people who claim and may be eligible to claim the recovery rebate credit are people who are on personal and family situations. So the only way to get the benefits to file a 2021 return would be to individuals and families get tax benefits well, even if they have little to no income. It means that many people who don't normally need to file a tax return should do so this year, even if they haven't been required to in recent years. As a matter of fact, the IRS reminds people that there's no penalty for a refund claimed on a tax return, and the fastest and easy way to get a refund is to file an accurate return electronically and choose direct deposit. Because according to the IRS, you only have until the middle of the month to get the money that you need. Not only this, folks, but listen to this. The IRS reminds everybody that the Free File software remains open until this deadline, and Free File enables people whose income is $73,000 or less to just file a return online for free. Individuals whose income is below $12,000 and couples whose combined income is below $25,000 may actually be able to file a simple tax return to claim on your recovery rebate credit. And the credit also covers any stimulus payments from 2021 that may have missed the child tax credit as well. So the Biden administration also boosted the earned income credit for childless workers. The credit can be as much as $1,500 for workers with no qualifying children, and as well as $3,700 with one child, and $6,000 for those with two people as dependents. So folks, I just hope that President Biden can do more for the American people and send out the stimulus money before it gets too late. President Biden must do something now. If he doesn't, people are going to suffer. If you guys agree that President Biden must do his best job in setting out stimulus payments, then just comment down below.
Elections revealed a basic but often underappreciated truth about politics. When elected leaders prioritize getting things done, and when candidates can run on accomplishments, the American people respond positively. That shouldn't be some remarkable insight, but unfortunately, too many seem to forget it. Indeed, too many of my Republican colleagues seem to have forgotten it over the last couple of years. And look what happened on Tuesday. The Republican side ran many flawed candidates who embraced MAGA radicalism, and they lost. They spread the big lie, sowed doubt and division and nastiness, and they ignored the issues that mattered most to Americans. As a result, voters ran in the other direction. But don't take my word for it. Here's what Leader McConnell himself said earlier this week, and I want to quote him in full. Quote, this is Leader McConnell. "We underperformed among independents and moderates because their impression of many of the people in our party and leadership roles is that they're engulfed in chaos, negativity, and excess attacks, and it frightened independent and moderate Republican voters." Listen to that part again. It frightened independent and moderate Republican voters. That's exactly what I've been saying, Madam President. MAGA Republicans did.
That's the American dream. That's what we strive for. That's what we sacrifice for. And that's what Democrats' radical policies are destroying. Today, the ex-chairman of the Federal Reserve said the U.S. economy is heading towards stagflation for the first time since the 1970s. Remember, in the 1970s, Democrats had control, at then late 70s, of the White House, of the Senate.
Schumer called on the Labor Department to join him in his fight to get Biden to forgive $50,000 in federal student loan debt. During a roundtable with Elizabeth Warren and union leaders, Schumer said there was a false narrative about whose student debt cancellation would benefit. Schumer stated, "Let's dispel one awful myth right here. That is not a problem that concerns the wealthy or the Ivy League. It's affecting working class people." Schumer also appeared to be speaking directly to Biden, who has repeatedly framed canceling student debt as a handout to the well-off. Schumer and lawmakers have made it clear that they will continue to push for student debt cancellation, and the Biden administration is grappling with the fact that the idea of student debt forgiveness infuriates many Americans, including those who never borrowed for their education or went to college. Taxes on employees making more than $400,000. The bill has gained some support, but is so far stalled in Congress. A big update, everybody. For Social Security and stimulus checks, eligible people can start applying today for additional stimulus assistance, and there are several programs that have been created that are aimed to providing financial help to Americans during this time. Today, people in Connecticut were able to start applying for a tax rebate just for families. The rebate, which was created as part of the budget bill that the governor signed into law last month, provides taxpayers with a state tax rebate of up to $250 per child for a maximum of 3 children. Any Connecticut resident who claimed at least one dependent, 18 or younger, on their 2021 tax return may be eligible as well. And while not everyone was qualified to receive the rebate, the Department of Revenue Services estimated more than 300,000 households can meet eligibility. Those applicants may see the extra money relatively soon. The filer status income threshold is single to married filing separately $100,000 or less and head of households. The rebate is for middle-class families. However, those who have higher income rates may be eligible to receive a reduced rebate based on their income. The period to apply began this week and ends on July 31st. The Department of Revenue Services